Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a 2v2 mid-rank madness. The replay was sent to Sniper Monkey with the subject of mid-rank madness. That's how you have to get your submissions to get to show up on the channel. Just make sure it is platinum, diamond, or gold, okay? And it's a good game. Alright, so south side of Emerald City, which is a 2v2 map that's been around for a very, very long time. It's going to be Somicron from the Falcon Paladin clan and his teammate Mortgage Myth. So two Zerg players versus a team of a Protoss player, Source Direct, and a Terran player, Big Macker. Alright, so again, Emerald City has been in the 2v2 map pool for a very, very long time. We've got a pool first opening here from a Mortgage Myth as well as Gas. He's going to be harassing with Speedlings. And Somicron is going hatch first. So a combination of macro and a micro from Team South here. Big macro. Okay, so walling off against Speedlings is Team North here. Which is a good idea, especially in 2v2 or 3v3, where Ling Floods are fairly common. So a 1-gate expand timing here. Better be prepared to cancel this, Mr. Source Direct. Because there are some Lings in your future here from Mortgage Myth. Thanks, Sniper Monkey, for screening all of the replays sent to you and selecting the best ones and giving me the option to choose from your descriptions. I figured this would be a good one to cast because team games are, you know, fairly popular in the StarCraft 2 scene, but we don't see them very often. And there's a lot more action in a team game than a 1v1, especially at this level. All right. So, Mortgage Myth takes his second pace at around 1 minute and 50 seconds. Probe scouting, Mr. Source Direct sees... Oh, did we see it? Yeah, we saw the pool. We saw the pool is done. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do to defend this Nexus? Maybe throw down maybe a cannon, maybe a shield battery. Protecting it with a Zealot with a shield battery? Maybe not a bad idea. Command center inside the main base from Big Macker. That is the prerogative and the privilege of Terran players. Every, you know, Terran, Protoss, and Zerg all have their own privileges, that's for sure. And yeah, just early Marines, Zealot. We've got a Stalker coming out. All right, cool. So not a Ling Flood here from Mortgage Myth. Interesting. Yeah, he's got 15 workers. He hasn't really cut workers here to go for this thing. I don't know. Sometimes you want to get up to 19 workers and really go for that Ling Flood, but Terror of the Overlord dies. By the way, check out Terror of the Overlord at falconpaladin.store. Link at the top right there. You can get a super cool Terror of the Overlord shirt that says Terry on it or doesn't say Terror of the Overlord on it. Whatever you want to do there. Also, there are hoodies available. And a Terror of the Overlord mug too. falconpaladin.store. Do be sure to check the currency selector at the top right. It does default to Australian dollars, I believe, when you first visit. And if you're not Australian, it's not going to be accurate prices for you. So, we've got a lot of countries available there, man. I think every country, not every country, but many countries are available. So, interesting. So, Somicron doesn't go for the pool first play, and yet he's got more Lings than our guy Mortgage Myth does. And he's got more workers, too. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes kind of this just hatchcast pool thing works out better for you than a pool first, depending on how you do the build. Interestingly enough, bunker to the top of the round. There's not. There you go. Now you want to load at the bunker. Shield battery there. Shield battery there. Yeah. And then walling off against Ling run-bys across the outside into that base. I like it. So yeah, this is definitely Mortgage Myth and Somicron going for a bajillion Lings. They're going to try to murderize these guys fast. Here goes nothing. Lings, kill that tank. And yes, so tank down, a bunker down. Ling's trying to get inside the main base. And no, lift on the supply depot is in time. Natural base of Big Macker is an absolute disaster. He's going to lose a ton of SCVs here. Shield battery healing up that Zealot. Oh, good job. You have to manually tell Lings to focus those shield batteries because they're stupid otherwise and they won't. Yeah, focus the shield batteries. It'll make future attacks easier and this attack easier too. Oh man, Sentry down, Stalker down, Zealots down, more Zealots coming in. And, okay, so we got an entrance into the base here now. Let's get in. Maybe, yep, focus down that Stalker. That Marine's going to die. I see Lings get inside the main. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe try to drag the Zealots away from the main base. Chaos is afoot here. Oh, some Widowmine got some kills there. Only about 3, though. That sucks. And they don't have permacloak, so they are getting picked off by the Lings. So this looks pretty bad for Team North. I gotta say, he is working on Hellions. Oh, no, he's making siege tanks. Never mind. I assumed Hellions because that'd be smart. Instead, siege tanks against a bunch of speedlings, which, okay, all right. Oh, go get it. You see these tanks? Go get them. Ah, the probes of Source Director in a ton of trouble here. Repair the siege tanks. Keep them alive. Smart, but Source Direct not pulling his probes away. Siege tank. It's got 5 kills. It's got, a bunch of HP here. Lings come in and say, friendly fire, siege tank splash damage. Help kill this tank. But I think that's it for this group. Yes, he does. Friendly fire tank kills another tank there. Lings are like, hey, lift this off. Come on. Death out here, and yeah, let's take down the second bases. Yep, they were not adequately prepared for a Ling flood here to expand this early on this map in a 2v2 against 2 Zergs. They were asking for their bases to die. They just were. I mean, this Nexus is going to go down. These warp gates are all going to die. It's really going to set Source Direct back here. He's only got 3 probes working right now. These Zealots are just going to get killed too. Do the Lings have any upgrades at all? No. Upgrades are for lesser people. We're going for no upgrades today. No one's getting upgrades today, actually. It's speed and it's warp gate. Yeah, so the Marines are okay. Maybe this is overmaking Lings at this point because you're like, okay, look, we've killed everything, knocked them down to 1 base. We've got 2 bases. Maybe pull back, expand, busting up here with Siege Tank, Widowmine, Hellion Marine on the high ground with force field capabilities is gonna be tough. So you're left with 100 Zerglings. I mean, literally, it's 46 and 30, so almost 100 Zerglings that aren't really providing much value at this point. That is a problem with Ling flooding, is, yeah, sure, if you can kill your opponent, nice. If you can't, and they've retreated into their high ground main, and your Lings can't bust that because it's hard to do, then you should have drones instead, is the thing here. So we're still at 26, I mean, Mortgage Myth is kind of droning up, nice, 28 there, 19 for Somicron, 19, the traditional number of drones you want when you're doing this speedling flooding stuff. Dude, kill that sentry. But the Widow Mines! Yeah, Siege Tank's gonna die. Okay, and then trying to at least get this orbital command down into burning. Nice lift off there. These Widow Mines, though. Yeah, they've got perma-cloak now. Lings, and they're just gonna eat it. That's a 48 kill, 50 kill, 53 kill Siege Tank. Heck yes. Big Macker. Yeah, so that was bad. That was losing a lot of Zerglings for not very much value. 123 Lings have died from Somicron. 74 have died from Mortgage Myth. Third base coming up from Somicron. That's excellent. Probably would like to see it earlier, but that's okay. Third base coming up from both players. Or Terran, you know, the ability to lift his buildings is nice for more reasons than one. And I don't know. Is Source Direct, does he have the cash to expand? Kind of. Widowmine for a Ling. I mean, it's free real estate, right? That Widowmine firing on 1 Ling is not the most value it's ever going to get, but it's better than nothing. Oh gosh, trying to expand again. Beautiful. Just bringing 1 Ling in to trigger. It's great micro here for Mortgage Myth. 1 Ling in to trigger the Widowmines, and then bring the rest of them in once all the Widowmines have triggered. Gosh, so this poor Protoss player, Source Direct, having a rough time of it. Guess what he's making? A Phoenix. I don't know what value a Phoenix is going to provide to you today, good sir, but perhaps your plan is to do more, Phoenix. All right, so 63 and 45 supply for Team South, 58 and 18 for Team North. I mean, this is have to be, Big Macker is going to have to carry this for a while. Mortgage Myth long distance mining from this third base a little bit before it pops. Somicron's third base is complete. Expanding here is pretty good, but then Siege Tanks kind of pop up on this high ground and your base dies and you're very sad. It's tough. There are some places on this map that make it tough for Zerg, for sure. I mean, anyone, right? Anyone who has a base here, Siege Tanks can pop up here and kill it. So that's not really a Zerg thing. That's just my Zerg bias talking through. So meching it is Big Macker. The Marines early, I guess we saw these factories already. We know what he's doing. It's Siege Tanks. It's Hellbats. It's stuff that's very hard for mid-rank Madness and below-level Zerg players to handle. You show up with a ton of Thors, Widowmines, Hellbats, and it's like, how do we kill this exactly? Like, Roaches don't trade very well against that. I try to go Broodlords and Thors outrange them. Lurkers, maybe? I guess maybe Lurkers not a bad idea there. We might see some of that attempted here. from Team Zerg, but who knows? Third CC coming in from our guy, Big Macker. Is that a reference to Big Macs? Is that a McDonald's ad in my cast? Or maybe like Mac Trucks. It's a Big Mac truck driver. Big Macker, right? Because Big Mac doesn't have a K in it. I assume Big Macker would be B-I-G-M-A-C-C-E-R, but I don't know. It's not really a word, so who knows how it's spelled. Fourth base coming in from Mortgage Myth. Loving that stuff. And this creep spread, by the way, I haven't mentioned this yet, but creep spread from Summicron is insane. He was really working on his creep spread during all that link flooding stuff, which is hard. A lot of Zerg players, when they're link flooding, they're focusing so hard on micro and macro back home that they really don't have the extra APM or brain cycles to spread the creep like they've done. But this is up to the front door of Team North. That's a long way to go. Look at this. So nicely done, Summicron. Excellent, excellent work. There we go. Fourth base from Summicron up the right side. So nobody wants to expand here. This base is terrible. Yeah, so Phoenix out. Okay, Source Direct gets a queen kill with his Phoenix, so can't really complain too much about that. We got queens, we got spores. Oh, a bunch of mutas from Summicron, but there's Protoss. Yeah, this is why I never make Mutalisks. I just don't. Against Protoss, it's too easy to lose them against 800 Phoenix. It's too hard to lose them against Terran with Widow Mines and missile turrets and giant balls of Marines, and I'm not brave enough to do it because I've just had too many experiences where I make a bunch of mutas and I'm having fun with them and then they're instantly dead. And it's like, huh. Well, that's not as fun. And those are really expensive, too. It's not like a giant ball of Lings instantly dead like that matters, because it doesn't matter. They're cheap. But these are 100 each, man. I mean, wow. Summicron's really going heavy on the mutas. 17 mutas here. Problem is, if the Phoenix are controlled well, which they appear to be so far from Source Direct, the Phoenix really shouldn't die. Okay, one Phoenix immediately dies. Got spores up. You gotta do the spore thing. There you go. Corruptors are out for Mortgage Myth. That's what you want to be getting here. The Corruptors, Phoenix don't hit them very hard at all. And Corruptors hit them. So that's the thing about the Phoenix, is that if their damage output is low, they're pretty flimsy. It's high against light units. You know, like Zerglings, for example. Or like the Mutalisks we saw earlier. It's like, okay, the Phoenix are over down here. Then let's send the Mutalisks up this right side and try to jump on Big Macker's base, because he has absolutely zero anti-air here in his main base. None whatsoever. Oh, forcing a cancel on that third base attempt by Source Direct, but the Mutalisks getting some work done, focusing down a bunch of these SCVs, these probes. You knew there were Mutalisks out. No cannons, no nothing. Oh, it's trying to depower some, I guess. I don't know. Now the mutas are in trouble. They are deep in enemy territory, and all the mutas are dead. Okay. So, did they pay for themselves? Is the question here today. I don't know. Maybe. Only a total of 13 SCVs have died today. That includes the early aggression, too. So, like, I'm going to go with no. Resources lost are 7,700 for Summicron. Source Direct's lost 7,300, which includes what? Stalker? Yeah, mostly Zealots and a bunch of probes. But as far as army value lost today, it's those mutas. So I assume we're done with Mutalisks at this point. Mortgage Myth is going into Broodlords, getting Adrenal, getting upgrades for his Corruptors, getting upgrades for his Lings, and the Broodlords benefit from these Carapace, Ground Carapace, and melee attack upgrades. So Broodlings are cool that way. Creep spreading across the universe. Actually, we've kind of given up on creep spread for the moment. There's a lot of creep tumors ready. Well, actually, these are all dead. Oh, actually, never mind. We haven't given up at all. We are throwing down creep tumors like crazy. Tempest coming in from Source Direct. If he's anticipating the Broodlords with Tempest, smart move by him. Now, the Zerg players are expanding like madmen. Look at this. Mortgage Myth got a fourth base down this right side. 4 bases running for Summicron happily. He's even taking this stupid base for his 5th. It's like, well, if they're just going to sit back and hang out, we could expand 800 times. On the other side, though, the mech is out for Big Macker. He's at 157 supply, which is more than anyone in the game. Mortgage Myth is at 132. And he's got this Corruptor Broodlord army with Lings that benefit from the upgrades that he's getting that, well, the Broodlings do too. So, 3 base in it, Big Macker. 3 base in it now officially. Source Direct. He's back. He's at 78 supply, which Omicron's at 88. So, considering Source Direct was down to like 3 probes at some point, he's done a great job to scratch and claw himself back to the position that he's in. In fairness, Omicron had to sacrifice a lot of drones to make the million spores that he's got because of the number of Phoenix that were out, which is annoying. It's super annoying. Carriers on the way. 9 Phoenix are here, but the Corruptors, man. You know there's Corruptors here, right? That's more Broodlords than I've seen in a minute. Although I guess I did just cast a Raynor versus... Who is the Terran in that game? I don't remember. Whatever. It's Raynor versus somebody, and he's doing the Broodlord thing. Oh, it's Hero Marine, because Hero Marine's trying to mech against him. Ah, that's what it was. Anyhow, he was doing the thing where you fire the Broodlings onto your own unit, like a Creep Tumor or like a Spine Crawler, and then they're on the ground, and then they rush at the enemy. Like they're old school Locusts. How many people here remember when Swarm Host Locust didn't fly? How many people have been here long enough to remember that time when the Locusts burrowed and they sent out, or the Swarm Host burrowed and the Locusts came out and they just walked across right up to the enemy? They were better that way. I know it's a little counterintuitive because you're like, but what? They're just taking fire the whole time? Yeah, it was better. Because when they're oh, it is more Mutalisks, though. Oh, by that I mean all the mutas died. Yep. So, yeah, my earlier anecdote about why I don't make oh my gosh, 24 more. Somicron is trying to hurt me. Somicron, why must you hurt me so? These Broodlords are like, we don't really have a ton of support. Okay, well, anti-armor missile. Beautiful anti-armor missile there. He tried to get away from it. Didn't work. All the Phoenix are dying because they're fighting against Corruptors, which is bad news. But the Thors, the Carriers getting... Broodlords are gone. Rip. So that's not great. And a bunch of mutas come in, and what are they? I mean, yes, they're decent against Carriers. Actually, that was pretty impressive stuff against Carriers there. Carriers not have any upgrades. They got 1-1. But it's 2 attack upgrades for Mutalisks. Be so careful against these Thors. Yeah, this is tough. Like Sky Toss mech against Zerg. I feel like Big Macker and Source Direct are doing some good stuff. Somicron says, okay, not engaging with the army. That's bad. Let's instead try to kill expansions. Yeah. Abuse the fact that we're fast and we Widowmine. Uh-oh. There's another one, too. Oh, gosh. Somicron has lost 60 Mutalisks today. 60. And he's making more. Somicron, are you trying to prove me wrong about this? Because I complain about Mutalisks to you all the time when we're playing team games out at twitch.tv/Falcon Paladin every Friday. I mean, most Fridays, unless we're playing another game like Halo right now. But are you like, Falcon, you're wrong about this. You're stubborn and you're dumb. Mutas are good. You're not doing anything to prove me wrong in this game, good sir. When you've lost 60 Mutalisks in the first 18 minutes of a game, I'm feeling vindicated. Wholly and completely vindicated. Well, let's see. Widowmine's wiping out most of those Lings. Okay, the Mutas try to come in. They immediately die too. Alright, alright. See, that's what I'm talking about. This Hellbat. It's a lot of Marines too, but Thors and just marching. On the other side, Corruptors are trying to fight against Carriers, and Void Rays with Prismatic Alignment is up, though. Run! And oh, focus. Okay, so you're outnumbered like 5-1. That's bad, but this is what the mech does. The mech just casually wanders in. There are not even any siege tanks here. Yo. And hatch gone. Ten kills. Siege tank, Widowmine. I'm not even sure what those lings are doing. Just rallying into their deaths. Yeah, let's kill this base too. Rally up a little bit. Maxed out. Mech army. 3 attack, 2 armor on these dudes. Mean, big, strong. It's just so hard to deal with. It is so frustratingly difficult to deal with this. I mean, getting a full surround with like a Ling Bane Hydra kind of a comp can do really well here. As long as the Widowmines don't explode a giant group of Banelings and leave you with nothing. That's a problem. Alright, so the Broodlords are coming in. Hatch dies. Here we go. This is where the Thors need to turn into single target mode and take out these Broodlords. Although the Lings are causing some problems there. Okay. So you send the Lings in to mess with the Thor so they can't close to within Broodlord distance. I like it. That was great. Excellent execution there. And those Lings are all Adrenal Lings with three upgrades, man. I mean, that's kind of Thor's worst nightmare. Not enough Hellbats or Widowmines to wipe the Lings out there, and then the Thors are easier to deal with if you've got the Zerglings. Yeah, fully upgraded Lings, he gets a planetary generally. This doesn't work too well for the Zerg, but fully upgraded, nothing else supporting this. Oh, never mind. Units came to support it. Right then, Ling Mutalisk, Somicron. Back up to 11 mutas. He's lost 84 now. But this one cannon won't stop him. Lol. And a base goes down. So yeah, Ling Muto, and nothing's, you know, nothing's trying to stop them from doing this. They actually do pretty well. I like this one Voider is like, we got you. And you do not. But the carrier group kind of does. Alright, so Broodlord, Corruptor, Zergling stuff here from Mortgage Myth. He's effectively maxed out. Somicron is remaking more Mutalisks. Ah, the Broodlords are here. Yes, repair through infinite Broodlings. Yes. Actually, they're doing pretty well. Quick. Single target mode. Wipe out the Broodlords. Ah, crap. There's Mutas and Lings here, too. The Thor count is not healthy right now. There are 2 of them, and I think they're both going to die in the next couple seconds here, and they do. Nice. So magic boxing the Thors, but they weren't using that attack style anyway. They were going for the single target attack style, which is, they weren't worried about the Mutas. And now, okay, all right, this time the planetary is actually going to go down. There we go. Working on +3 attack for his air units. His Mortgage Myth getting +1 armor on those guys too. No. The Glaive Worm bouncing makes repairing against a Mutalisk. Never mind. This planetary is doing great. Oh man, it's only got 85 total kills. How many Mutas have died now? 103. We have reached the century mark with the number of Mutalisks that Somicron has lost in 23 minutes. Like, I cast a Rainer game a couple years ago, and he was good, but he wasn't quite at the level he is now, obviously. And he played a game against Innovation, I think, and he lost something like 78 Mutas. And he lost the game, and it was bad. And he tried to go Mutas, you know, against an elite Terran player. So Somicron is upping that today. He has more units lost in a shorter period of time than Rainer did in that game against Inno. Because you know what? Mutas are squishy, and they stack, and they die so easy, and I kind of hate them for it. Mutalisks. So we're back. We got our Thor count back up to speed. 7 of them out now. Big Macker doesn't have a ton of cash, able to make a ton more, but he's back on his planetary. He's muled up a whole ton. And he's got another planetary just to the right side of that, up towards the north side of the base. So Somicron's going to lose another hatch. Has he already lost this one today, and this is the second death? Maybe. Perhaps it is. Meanwhile, Corruptor Army is chasing down these carriers. Going to kill one of them and a Void Ray before they escape with the recall. Not too bad. Yeah, I don't think the big threat here is Source Direct. I think it's largely Big Macker who's just wiping out a ton of drones. That's 60 drones lost for Somicron today. No drones have been killed for Mortgage Myth. That's amazing. Mortgage Myth hasn't lost a single worker today. All right, cracklings, let's get it. Oh no, they're using the wrong attack mode, but the mutas are dying anyway. Oh, some of them are using the splash dance. It doesn't matter. The mutas are dead. By that I mean, actually, that guy survived with all the 7 HP. Nicely done. 116 mutas have died. Hatch dead, Hatch dead. Widow Mine's getting some youth. 11 kill Widow Mine, man. It takes a certain amount of skill and knowledge of how to pick off Widow Mines with a big group of Mutalisks. It's not crazy, but anyway, it's something that is, it's tricky to do. It is. And so if you're not great at it, I really don't blame you for it. 138 to 97 total supply, or 138 to 93 for Team South, 116 and 82 for Team North. Source Direct trying to retake a base that actually Mortgage Myth wants to expand to. This has been some crazy good macro stuff. Like, insanely good macro stuff here. I like it. What are we doing? Somicron's making more Mutalisks. Are we surprised by that one? No. Mortgage Myth, not producing anything, despite the fact that he's got cash. And available supply for it, but he's too busy sending his cracklings around to destroy yet another Nexus. Man, he has just been an absolute thorn in Source Direct's side here today. Can't blame him for it. So are we done with Thors? He's got one Thor out, but this army group is a Marine, Hellbat, Widowmine, Viking kind of a thing. Does he have upgrades for any of these guys? +2 infantry, okay. +1 air attack, stim. No combat shield, which I feel like if you're making this many Marines, you should probably have some combat shield. Holy lings, Batman. All right, well, Hellbats a lot of the Hellbats have blue flame. Jeez, I don't know if it really matters anyway. Oh, Widowmine's connecting, though. 18 kill Widowmine, 13 kill Widowmine. Raven's got a kill. Lift, maybe? Oh, my gosh. Crazy stuff over here trying to defeat the Spore Crawler Forest of Mortgage Myth's base. Yeah, these carriers just not doing a lot. The mutas. Oh, it's more mutas. Oh, Somicron's got mutas. Corruptors coming in from Mortgage Myth. He's making the right thing here today. Corruptors are what we need. They can even kill buildings now. Like, look, back before Corruptors had Caustic Spray, mutas had more viability, but like the fact that Corruptors can just kill buildings like mutas used to be able to makes mutas less viable. Look at this. Look at this Caustic Spray attack. So look how fast it killed that Nexus. That was awesome. I guess mutas were helping there too, but if you want to kill workers, I guess you still want the Mutalisks. But anyway, Source Direct's down to 47 supply. He's got it in his butt. Absolutely kicked here. He's got 2 carriers, which is the number of Corruptors in this guy, 14 plus 12. You don't want to be a carrier in this game right now. The Corruptor Ball is going to destroy you. Source Direct somehow manages to keep this alive because what? He's rallying down here for some reason. I guess maybe they're trying to deal with big Mechers and mech army. He's got 5 Thors. He didn't give up on the Thors, but seriously, Blue Flame would be so good with these Hellbats. Even against fully upgraded Cracklings, man. Just saying. More Mutos flying across the map to die. Oh, 3 of them survived. Excellent work. Oop, running your Vikings into Spore Crawler Forest, just weakening them so that they're not as good against the Broodlords as you need them to be later. Oh, did he get the Blue Flame? He got the Blue Flame! Hooray! Oh gosh, absolute chaos here though. Are there enough Lings to take these Thors down? It seems like, yeah. Now the Broodlings are getting in on the action. The Thors are just trying to single target down the Broodlords. They don't have the numbers to pull it off. Way too many Broodlords for them to do that. So it looks like Team South might have a handle on this thing. Although, my gosh, Big Macker's expanded again. And Somicron's income is Garbo. Wow, I didn't realize he'd lost this base, this base, this base. Did he ever have this one? I don't remember. So his income is bad. He's at 68 supply. His income is not really going up super quickly because he's got 3 mineral patches to work from, and they are not healthy mineral patches at all. Source Direct GG's out. Yeah, fair enough, dude. He's trying to go carriers in a land of corruptors. It's just not going to work out for you, my guy. You got to support those with Archons and, like, Psionic Storm and stuff. Dude, Storm would have been great in this game for Source Direct, but it's a mid-rank madness. You're not necessarily going to get good spellcasting. Like, no one's had good spellcasting in this game. There's been no Ghost play. There's been no Viper stuff, right? No Infestors. Just spellcasters are off limits here. Maybe a Queen threw down a Transfuse or two, but that's about it. All right, so now it's 2v1, which is great. Except Somicron's basically dead. And he's got 10 Corruptors to his name, as well as 12 Lings. So he probably can't defeat Big Macker himself. He's going to need Mr. Mortgage Myth, who is still kind of... Okay, he's not really mining either. That's why the double expand to these bases that Source Direct had earlier. Smart stuff. Somicron trying to long distance mine to get enough money for a hatchery. Ooh, taking down an orbital that was trying to fly around for some reason. Widow Mine shots. Whew. Does anybody like Widow Mine shots? It's a good unit, man. It is a great unit. So, yeah, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you haven't been here before, if you haven't subscribed before. You know, traditionally, YouTubers are always like, ooh, only 13% of you are subscribed to my channel. But yeah, I don't know what the number is for y'all, but I assume some of you watching are not subscribed. Hit the subscribe button. I'm here like 5 times a week with Brood War content. No, StarCraft 2 content. My own other channels, Brood War. Anyway, yeah, Lings flooding in from the south side. Blue Flame Hellbats getting some work done there. The Thors are focusing down the Brood Lords. Oh, crap. The Brood Lords are all dead. And now, Corruptors to fight against Thors. Not what you want. It's 147 supply for Big Macker. Mortgage Myth and Somicron are in an immense amount of trouble here all of a sudden. He needs more Hellbats. He really needs more units to fight against these Lings. The Widow Mines are going to do a fine job with it. Oh, these long distance mining. Somicron. His worker count is not good. It is 16. It is 15. It is 14. Somicron's like, okay, so not enough cash to rebuild a hatchery. I'm not mining at all. This is not going well for me whatsoever. Mortgage Myth trying to get more money in to make more stuff. Hey, I spoke too soon. Our guy Mortgage Myth is making some Infestors. Is he going to neural parasite these stores? I certainly hope so. That would be cool. Yeah, after I talked about how there's no spellcasting in this game at all. And there wasn't to this point. And there might not be, because sometimes Infestors in the hands of lower level players, they just kind of die. But I believe in Mortgage Myth's skills. I believe he is capable of getting neural parasite research, which he's not doing. He has it, never mind. Which he has. He's got Burrow too. Okay, this is good. This is good. Bait. It's bait. Come over here to this high ground. Actually, they don't have the energy for a neural parasite yet. No, they do. They do. Okay. All right, they're going to burrow. They're going to run. They don't want to neural parasite any of these smaller guys. They want to swing around the backside and get the Thors from over here, which is not what they're doing. They're retreating fully. They're not trying to be aggressive at all. Dude, is Midrank going to win this thing in a 2v1 with mech? Maybe. He's almost maxed out, but he doesn't have an answer to 100 speedlings right now. That's 42 speedlings on the way. Cracklings on the way from Mortgage Myth. Can't handle it. Dude, Marauders are not good against these units either. And Big Macker's like, what I gotta do here is I must kill the newer... Neural Parasite! Yo! The Thors. And he's using them to kill the Vikings too, but they're gonna run out! You didn't kill them before Neural Parasite wore off. Re-Neural Parasite. That's the ticket. A Re-Neural Parasite. Excellent. These Infestors are like, please don't scan, please don't scan, please don't scan. Please don't scan, dude. Oh, that guy came out of neural. That guy got neural parasited twice and is still alive. What a boss. That guy's got some stories to tell. Actually, he's probably going to die before this game is over. This is not the kind of game that is good for Thors. How many Thors have died? I'm actually curious. 33 Thors have gone down. 132 Mutalisks. It's malpractice is what it is. It's using Mutalisks in a way that is inhumane to them. But I suppose they're an alien species, so laws don't apply to those guys. Look at these drones fighting. If these Marines had better upgrades, they'd be unkillable. You know, Mortgage Myth loses another base. This is not good. This is not good for the future of income for Mortgage Myth. My gosh, is Big Macker gonna win this game? Look at this. He's just wiping out bases while taking more of his own. We don't have an income tab here because we don't have Game Hard interface, which really should just be default for all games, Blizz. I guess Blizzard's dead, though. Anyway, Neural Parasite, 3 of the Thors combined with the Speedlings coming in. This should be enough. You gotta manually target down the Thors, dude, when they're Neural Parasited so that they die, because your Lings won't attack them normally. That's what I'm talking about. Excellent, excellent. Mortgage Myth turns the tide with a little spellcaster-rooney. He needs to yes, he's re-expanding immediately to this base too, though. Not kidding. Big deal. Lings rolling in. Yeah, Cracklings against SCVs. SCV's not going to fight this. Actually doing all right, but they do not win that fight. They did better maybe than I would expect. These 13 kills, 23 kills, 10 kill Widow Mines. If you're a Terran player at Midrank Madness level and you're not using Widow Mines, what's wrong with you? Like, as a human, what is your malfunction? Because they're incredibly good, especially at this level. They're a major reason Big Macker is in such a good spot right now. That said, Planetary Repair, not enough that time. Fully upgraded Lings get the job done. SCV's down. Okay, that was big. Wiping out the 2 major sources of income here for Big Macker was awesome. Big Macker still has this base, but that's about it. Actually, he just expanded here too. What a madman. What an absolute madman this dude is. Seriously, though, get Combat Shield. Combat Shield for your Marines would really help them in these situations. Also, maybe a couple of medevacs? I don't know. This is really hodgepodge stuff that Big Macker is rolling with here, isn't it? Thumacrown's down to 2 total supply. He's dead. He's a dead nerd. He spent too many of his resources on Mutalisks that did not pay for themselves in what I can only assume was an entirely misguided attempt to make me appear foolish. Didn't work, man. This is bad. Big Macker. Oh, there's the Neural Parasite. Woo-hoo-hoo! Oh, on the medevacs? What the heck? Okay, so they're healing up friendly Zerg units. That's cool. There we go. Neural Parasite on the Thors. Oh, and on the Marauders, too. Marauders look so cool when they're Neural Parasited. They get all, like, algae-like. We've got a big, like, face hugger thing on them. So cool. Marauders getting Neural Parasited is the coolest unit to get Neural Parasited, I think, anyway. Big Macker, 90 total supply. Yes, what he needs to be doing is killing the income of the enemy. He's got to kill this base. This is it. If you kill this base, you got a pretty decent chance to win this thing. Again, assuming... Well, these infestors, though. Maybe even then. These infestors have been doing such a good job. And there's just no detection available here. He's got the ability to... I was going to say ComSat, but... Are all of his buildings are planetaries. He doesn't have... Does he really not have ComSat? Oh, that is such a huge weakness. That is such a weakness. He doesn't have an orbital left. So these infestors can wander in here. Neural Parasite. I guess if there's a missile turret nearby, it's not that easy, but... Yeah, he's trying to use missile turrets for detection against this neural stuff, but... I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work. Yep, there it is. Mortgage Myth's last... I didn't realize what base this was. That's his last source of income. He's trying to build a base here to mine from, but... I don't know if this is going to live. He doesn't have them. He does have the money to upgrade it, but will it get upgraded before something comes and kills it? What's going to come kill it? 4 Lings? A Corruptor, yes. 6 Infest? 2. I don't know if we're relying too heavily on Infestors here. I'm just throwing that out there. Dude, this planetary is going to be allowed to upgrade. That's huge-mongous. That's huge. This is a way crazy game. This is going to get an epic tag. Midrank Madness games do not generally get epic tags. No, they do not. But man, Samacron was not wrong when he sent this one in to the Sniper Monkey and said, hey, screen this one for me. There's too much income for Big Macker now. There's no income for the Zerg. Samacron might have sent in a loss, you guys, which I do appreciate. Anyone who sends me more than one replay, or, you know, more than a couple replays for sure, sneak a loss in here every once in a while so that people don't say, oh, this is Samacron. He only sends in wins, right? Samacron understands that. He doesn't need that advice, but maybe other people do. Maybe they do. I think we're done. 114 supply to 242 supply, and all of that is infestors. So, like, no. Honestly, making an orbital would be the greatest thing that Big Macker can do today. All right, Nerdle Parasite, all the things. Just no detection at all. Is that my thumbnail? Just a mass? He's gonna break it by getting away from the infestor. Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, you can make your unit break the mind control you have on it by telling it to go far enough away. Very funny. I think that's your GG. There's income for the Terran, and there's no income for the Zergs. That is about 99.9% of the time. That means the Terran player wins. Ooh, I don't know. Mortgage Myth has a base over here. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. Ooh, little fungal harass on this base of Big Mackers. Look at that infestor. Look, just trying to get in range to not die to the planetary. Does he have high-sec auto-tracking? Dude doesn't have high-sec auto-tracking. Sick fungal harass. Oh, he's got a Raven now. But the Raven can get neural parasited. They can get mind-controlled too, and there goes your detection. It's tough. It's real tough out there. But still, I don't know, man. Ooh. Oh, what do I catches because the Raven was providing detection. Creep Tumor's dead today. It's not going to show me because it's a building. I wish I could have that, though. I really do. Yeah, I mean, look, Neuroparasite's a good spell, but it's usually good in conjunction with other stuff. So if you're... Oh, there we go. There we... No, no, no! Don't focus the hatchery! Oh, my gosh. Well, you know what? Fine. Focus the hatchery, I guess. Whatever. Actually, didn't kill the hatchery. Neuroparasite Raven didn't die. That's your GG. Raven didn't die because they didn't have anything to kill it with. GG from Mortgage Myth. Good GG from Samacron, and Big Macker calls it GG. And in a 2v1 scenario, Big Macker pulls out a clutch win with a very weird, extremely weird mech bio combo. Sort of. 126 Marines and 46 Marauders died today. Like, that's a lot of bio to include with the 40 Thors and 12 Siege Tanks and 13 Hellbats that went down. What a weird display of weird Terran stuff from Big Macker. But it was essentially mech when it mattered. So that's why 132 Mutalisks died, and 34 Broodlords died, and 86 Corruptors died. And, I mean, the resources lost numbers here are massive for the Zergs. 74,000 lost for Mortgage Myth. In fairness, Samacron lost less resources than our guy Big Macker did by about 3,000. But yeah, 132 Mutalisks. Is that a new record? Is that a new record on the channel for the biggest number of Mutalisks to die in a single game? Was that what Samacron was going for? Was he going for the record? Maybe so. Yeah, and I mean, this idea, generally, kind of like a carrier Void Ray thing is going to do pretty well at this level against Zerg, but Mortgage Myth and Samacron did so good with their Corruptor count, and even the Mutas are pretty good against those carriers, that he just couldn't get off the ground. He would have done much better with a more traditional army of Stalkers, Archons, Colossus, Immortals, stuff like that. I think he would have done much better in that situation, and then maybe some Tempest to deal with the Broodlords, but yeah, Zerg players can handle this stuff, especially if you're kind of like a 2 Zerg versus a 1 Protoss scenario and you have so many Corruptors, they just can't get carriers off the ground at all. Yeah, entirely possible. Mortgage Myth lost 1,000 units today, too, which is hard. 1,000 units lost in the game of StarCraft is a big, big milestone. Pretty fantastic. So nicely done, Big Macker. I think a lot of people in a 2v2 and their teammate dies and leaves, they just GG out because they're like, this is too hard to do. But he's like, you know what? I have faith in my very weird hybrid mech strategy. He didn't get combat shield today. No combat shield. He got building armor. He got stim. He got infernal pre-igniter. He got, I think that's cloak for the banshees. He got +2/+1 attack and armor for his marines and his marauders. But didn't give him 3/3, didn't give him combat shield, didn't give him concussive shell. It's just the weirdest hybrid thing here, but that's all he needed. That's all he needed to win was 11 marauders, 5 marines, and a raven. I guess he had a siege tank somewhere too. Where's this banshee? Just at home? Yeah, it's just been sitting here at home. You know, having this banshee would have been pretty nice throughout this entire game, and I think he totally forgot he had it. A lot of extra supply cooldowns here too. I suppose just the 2. But anyway, GG. That was great. That was a really fantastic game. Most of the map got mined out. It came down to just a final confrontation. 2 thumbs up. Great game, Somicron. Thanks for sending that in. Thanks again to Sniper Monkey for screening. And that's going to be it for me today. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a Midrank Madness. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
The path of ascension is before us. Our honor guides us.